Hey guys, Naj187 here, bringing you a game where I play as Lissandra mid, and my lane opponent is a Kha'Zix. Okay, and on our team we got Ashe, Aatrox, and Mumu Nami, and I'm actually playing with my duo partner here, Feemster as Nami. This is just a normal game, and they've got Kha'Zix mid, Vladimir top, Ezreal, Sona bot lane, and they got a Sejuani jungle. Pretty good lineup. Okay, but I will be focusing mainly on Sejuani here, or Lissandra. So let's line up our little pictures. Okay, there we go. And as Lissandra, I like to turn the sound down first. Okay. As Lissandra, I usually like to go ahead and start Doran's Ring first. And you can get 2 potions now, so it's a really good start to almost any mid lane. And I feel against Kha'Zix, I'm going to be able to harass him really hard. So I'm going to have to keep up that mana regen and the health regen a little bit in case the jungle ganks me. So in this video, I'm basically going to be talking about Lissandra's skills, her mechanics, her build, strategies you can use on her versus multiple lane opponents, not just a melee Kha'Zix, and then what you do as her in the late game. So we'll start here by helping out Amumu with his blue. Do a little harass, and then I'll describe her abilities. So her passive is called Iceborne. Basically, every 18 seconds you get a free ability. So that's pretty self-explanatory there. And this cooldown is actually reduced with every cast of Ice Shards and Ring of Frost that hits an enemy. I think it's an enemy champion. Whenever this does not apply. Okay. So it appears that it lowers it every time she hits something. So not sure on that, but I know it applies on Ring of Frost and Ice Shards. So I'm against Kha'Zix here. Basically, my job here is to make sure he doesn't get as much last hits as me and harass him every chance I get. So basically, harass with Q and auto attack. And her Q is actually called Ice Shards. It shoots out a really short range Ice Lance that if it hits something, anything at all, any minion at all, really, it shatters into a few pieces and does a small cone out in front of her, out in front of where the lance hits. So it can be really nice to harass. Like as seen here, I can actually hit it off the melee minions here and hit him. One thing to note though is that it doesn't actually apply the slow on the shatter cone, so be aware of that. And the second ability that I'll max is Glacial Path. Basically, this shoots out a giant hand that you can then travel to by re-clicking the button. It's a pretty good range, but be aware that if you get stunned or silenced while this is on its way to the destination, you cannot travel back to it. The third thing I'll max is Ring of Frost. Basically, anytime you put abilities in Ring of Frost, all it really does is it lowers the cooldown a little bit and it increases the snare duration a little bit and the damage. But since the cooldown of Glacial Path is so high, I like to max that first. And it can be long range poke, but I would only do that if you're sure you won't get ganked, because that is really your best escape. Like, your other 2 abilities can help you escape, like your Ice Shards automatically slows the enemy, and your Ring of Frost can snare them for a little bit, 1.1 seconds. And then her Frozen Tomb, her ultimate is called Frozen Tomb on a pretty long cooldown, 2 minutes at level 1, so you want to make sure that you get a kill with this pretty much at level 1. And basically, what it does is if you cast it on an enemy, it stuns them, and the area around them actually does damage over its duration. So you cast it on an enemy, they're stunned, and they're doing damage to everything around them. Or alternatively, you can cast it on yourself. It actually surrounds you with a Zhonya's-like active, which makes you invulnerable to harm for a longer period of time. Like it says here, you can stun someone for 1.5 seconds or make yourself invulnerable for 2.5. And this was recently changed to do a lot more damage at max rank, so we'll probably be able to see that in action a little bit later. And I always go Flash Ignite. And I think my runes are Standard Mage for me, which is Magic Resist per level blues, Mana Regen, something or other, and Ability Power quints, and Magic Pen reds, I do believe. And as you see there, I have 3 points into Q, 1 point into W, and 1 point into E, and I almost killed both enemies. So, as you can see there, my CS is up on Kha'Zix by about 7. He went a lot of sustain with the Crystalline Flask, and I'm still cool on potions with I have a one more potion. So, but I'm ready to go back. As you see there, that's the E in motion. You gain a few hundred units of distance, so it's good to cast. And basically what we're going to see in this game is how you can... Vlad's going to get fed, okay? Vlad's going to get really strong. But with good timing and good map awareness, you can actually counter a hyper carry like him late game. So, we'll speed this up just a little bit to get back to lane. Aatrox, I don't think he's that good, but you know, it's still early. I just don't think melee carries are in a good spot right now. And as you can see here, Kha'Zix just goes in, gets actually harassed more than he does to me. So with their gank potential, they could actually do a really good job against me with their stuns, but Kha'Zix doesn't really have any silences or anything. So the only way they could actually get to me is if Sejuani used her ult, because I would be able to Glacial Path away. So. And our jungler here is a Mumu. I think he's pretty good. I haven't gotten very many ganks, so I just got that one counter gank, which was really good. Really helped me out. Almost got us 2 kills, so. And, yeah. So, every time Kha'Zix comes in to get a CS, I try to do my best to Q harass him. And as you can see, I've almost spammed Q, and I haven't lost any mana. So, and now I'll probably go into builds on Lissandra. As you can see here, I'm going to be getting Catalyst and build it into Rod of Ages as soon as I can. I feel like since she does go in really hard, she needs some kind of protection. And a Rod of Ages actually handles both of her major issues, her survivability issue and her mana issue. If you do spam spells, you will go out of mana, but with a Catalyst of the Protector into Rod of Ages, that gives you enough mana really to have a big enough mana pool to cast all you want. So that's what I think. I think that's a very core item on her. And obviously, haunting guys into Liandry's is a very good item because it synergizes really well off of her kit. As you know, Liandry's actually procs double, I do believe, off of movement and pairing effects. So basically all of Lissandra's abilities make that proc double. So, and then obviously I like to get Death Cap to give her a large amount of damage. Her AP ratios aren't the best, but they're still pretty high, and she's equipped with 4 damaging abilities, which makes Death Cap good. On certain AP carries, Death Cap isn't that good because usually they only have 3 damaging abilities or really low ratios, so it's just good. It's good on her because her ult does a lot of damage with it. As you'll see, they're all pretty much the same AP ratios at I think around 0.6. So. And basically, how I would play, this is how you should play against a melee, which is one reason why I think Lissandra is actually a really good top laner. I haven't actually played her there, but I feel like she would do a pretty good job. Because against melee, she can just spam her really short range ability, and here you see her E in effect, just get away, and there, done. I can do that again in 11 seconds, so there's no way that, I mean, if she came back now, she would have like a 4-second duration of time where she could actually do it. So, and here you can see my whole combo of abilities and getting closer with my E, and then he tries to use his invisibility, which does reduce the damage, I do believe, but it wasn't enough, and I killed him. So basically, yeah, I'm just gonna push the lane now and maybe get my catalyst, maybe do some damage to this turret. Okay. And they're pinging get back, but I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, wait, I could probably kill her, and she's kind of scared. I think that was actually them pinging, so kind of funny. So yeah. And then Liandry's Rod of Ages and Death Cap are kind of her core items. A little bit of cooldown reduction doesn't hurt at all, so like Morello's is good, probably. I wouldn't really get Chalice unless you're going against double AP on her, because you don't need that much mana regen, and you're sacrificing a lot of damage to get a Chalice and a Rod. And so I got my Rod at less than 11 minutes. Maybe wouldn't recommend this against certain APs with a lot of gap closers. I'm kind of destroying Kha'Zix right now. I'm only 12 CS above him and 1 kill, but I feel like I have enough CC to dominate. So boots are really, really important. So might recommend those. Okay, so but against other really long range APs, like maybe Lux or something, I would say probably go for a little bit more defensive route, because you're probably not going to be able to kill them without a really good jungle gank. So just focus on last hits. You don't have to focus on using your E to get damage, or focus on getting really close to the minion waves to try to get your Q off. It's kind of similar to how I would play Morgana. Just farm up until you get your 3 core items, your Rod, your Liandry's, and your Death Cap. And then you'll be able to dominate pretty much whoever. So here I'm roaming top because I know Aatrox is getting destroyed. As you see, 2 spells brought him almost to death. So I'm not sure the physics there, but it stunned him kind of, not really, but still was doing his the damage in the pool, so that was interesting. I don't know if that was a bug, but it worked, kind of saved his life for a little bit until now his passive is down. So now I'm gonna go back mid. We did a really good job as a team of kind of holding the lanes until a little bit later, where I have to hold both mid and top pretty much at the same time. So Amumu's holding mid while Kha'Zix can't do anything. So then I'm back and he can go counter jungle or do whatever he wants. Now I'm just trying to get hits on the turret. I don't really want to Q very much, because then I'd take a turret shot, and that would give him the opportunity to go in and do a lot of damage, because Kha'Zix does do a lot of damage. So one of the main pros of Lissandra is her wave clear. Her EWQ combo, if you can do it safely, can clear a whole wave really, really fast. And it can bring you closer to the next wave. So just overall, her wave clear is really good, which is why she would be good in like a 2v1 lane if you ever wanted to do that. She could probably wave clear really well, because she would be at the turret the whole time anyway, so using her E wouldn't be that big of a detriment. So here I'm going to go help out Aatrox again, because he is just dying. So kill Vlad again, get more gold. As you can see, I think I'm just sitting at the Rod in the ring, so I really need boots really quickly here, because if you roam, you want to have boots, obviously, get to the other places faster. So I think that is what I'm going to go back and buy here. Go a little bit faster. Yep, I buy boots, and I'm going for my haunting guys. So and as you see here, my Rod of Ages is half full, and that gives an insane amount of mana when fully stacked. Like 650 mana, that's really nice. And 650 health, that's definitely more than enough health. And 80 ability power. This is a really good item, guys. And so Vlad's up here just chilling. He's still a little bit too strong. He is 5 and 4. He has died a few more times than probably he would in most games, but he is still technically more powerful than me with the more kills and almost equivalent CS. So, I didn't really call that he was going away. I thought he went back, and then he went to just kill Nami. So now he's 6-4. So, and I just push it to his turret because all of our other lanes are doing fine. I can be away for a little bit. So yeah, I think I covered most of things. The build. If you're doing bad, I would probably get another Doran's Ring into Rod. Or if you're going against 2 AP, definitely get Chalice. I don't know why you wouldn't get Chalice if you're going against 2 AP, as it's like the best item for that. Yeah, but after these 3 items, I would probably, or even before, I would get cooldown reduction after Rod of Ages, Lissandra, and Death Cap, because eventually her ult is still on a really high cooldown. As you can see, it's still at 100 seconds, still almost 2 minutes. So what I notice here, and this is a good strategy, is bot is all the way bot, and I'm not going to get there in time to be able to help them. So I basically tell them to play safe and do whatever they can, because Kha'Zix comes up here and thinks he can face me, and he cannot. Not even close. He's only died twice, but he's down like 25 CS. So, but I don't know if this is the right decision, but this is the decision I made, to just keep pushing bot even though they were pushing, or keep pushing top even though bot was kind of getting killed. So, but then when I realized Vlad dies, I'm like, okay, they're fine. Our turret's safe. And then they actually go on to get a couple more kills. So, and then I'm being a little risky here, gonna get for blue. I knew Sejuani was down there, so I'm just like, okay, just leave it alone. And then you can just escape really easily with Lissandra. He gets you over a lot of terrain. Okay, and I get Liandry's, and I don't remember. Yeah, I'm not going towards anything right now. So, but those are your 2 really core items. You probably want to build those every time you play Lissandra, almost regardless. If you're going against double AP, I would probably suggest Chalice into maybe Abyssal. That would be probably, Abyssal is a really good choice. And then you'd probably want to get Liandry's. Liandry's is definitely the core item on her. Offers the spell pen, and it offers the double. So this bonus damage is doubled against movement impaired units and capped at 100. So if they're movement impaired, then they take twice as much damage from this. So 4%. It's not a huge buff, but it is definitely there for every one of her spells. And here's a decent team fight as Lissandra. I understand that Sona really wants to ult us, so that is why I actually ulted her. We'll actually go back a little bit more and I'll explain my thought process in that team fight. So we're going to get Dragon here. That's cool. Pretty much, yeah, uncontested. And then so we're going to make our way. Alright, did I go back too far? I don't think I went back far enough. So either way, my thought process in that fight was basically that our team was clumped up and a Sona ult would destroy us. So I ulted Sona to make her ult less viable there. I actually think, no, this is just a different fight where we caught Vlad out and he pooled earlier, I think. And so we almost get 2. Ash's arrow misses. If that would have hit, that would have been another kill. Maybe not on Ezreal, but definitely on Sejuani, because she would have died by it anyways. So this is basically what you want to do as Lissandra. You want to make sure your ult hits as many people as possible, that you analyze what you want to do with your ult. Do you want to use it on yourself? Do you want to go in and ult yourself and do the damage around you? Or do you want to strategically place your ult so that it does the most damage to the most people and take out a really high threat of a champion? So you have to make those choices really quick. So as you can see here, I am level 17, but my ult actually, let's see here, what is its cooldown? Still 77 seconds, still really long, still over a minute. Sometimes fights can happen every minute, so you want that up. And now it's just coming up, so we're pretty safe. I'm actually chunking Vlad down pretty hard with my Q. It's kind of funny because Honestly, his Q is the same range as my Q, I do believe, so he should be dishing out just as much counter harass as me. But we're doing good. We're kind of keeping him there. Not sure why. There was really nothing there. I wanted Ashe to go get that top farm so we could keep pressuring, but it really wasn't in anyone's best interest. So I just come over here and get like a billion gold. And then I tell them to fall back. They thought they were safe, but they didn't see. I looked at this before. I was like, guys, get back. Why are you doing that? And they thought they were safe. I looked at it and I was like, oh, they probably thought they were safe. But Kha'Zix went invisible and jumped on him and just destroyed him. So yeah, Kha'Zix does a lot of damage even if he's not fed. So basically here, I'm just waiting for Vlad to pool. I use my Q and my W, and then he pools. Pretty standard there. He plays really aggressive, like he won his lane, which he did, and he's 9 and 8, so really, really good Vlad, except he died a lot. He has a lot to learn. And so here we know pretty much that we can get the inhibitor. They were actually going for Baron and they failed, so they couldn't do it with the 3 of them. So we get a uncontested inhibitor. And now we need to decide what we want to do. We either want to push bot or push top or go for a Baron, because I feel like at this point we could probably fight them and win in a fight. So feeling pretty confident here, but we do need to group. So Kha'Zix killed Aatrox because Aatrox isn't doing very good. As you can see, he's 3 and 10, not the best. So. And as you can see here, my items after this, I think I'm going for a Morello's. So get the cooldown as soon as you can, and that makes her all, what, a 60-something second cooldown? Yeah, 69-second cooldown. That's manageable. So here's a good fight, or could be a good fight. Amumu goes in, basically doesn't ult. I don't know. Yeah, he had it, but he didn't feel confident about that. We would all win in, but... And then Vlad says, oh, he missed his bandage toss, so it's time to go in. Well, nah, because you just kind of win in anyways. And then so I see Vlad hasn't pooled. He can't pool while stunned, so we just kill him. And he's the biggest threat, so this is just an easy fight at this point. But Kha'Zix wasn't part of this. It was a good fight on our part, but we also don't have Aatrox, I don't think. Yeah, he's in base. So Kha'Zix comes in, just destroys Ashe. And then I flash out, do a bunch of damage. Here's how you can juke him, and then he jumped, and I did it mid-air. And did my glacial path, I think it is. And so, yeah. And I juked him out, but then there's 3 here, so it's like, oh, we're all low health, but if I could get a good ability combo off, I could kill them all. So, just go full speed, see what happens. Kha'Zix, I have my E up again, so I can juke him out a little bit. So I E, I dodge him, I QW, he dies. And that could have went either way, really, if he would have jumped on me if I was a little bit forward, or if I didn't activate that in time, but it was a pretty good juke. So killed him. That's all I really wanted, was one more. So I don't know if I have enough money to upgrade. Yeah, I think I'm waiting. So I bought the Morellos. That's a really good item for her. When they're below health, they take reduced healing. So and at this point we can basically get whatever we want. I have almost 3,000 health. Yeah, 2,995 is a really good amount of health with Liandry's and Rod of Ages. But I don't have any resistances, so like a high damage, high magic pen team could really, well, like even just 40 magic pen could just kill me, do true damage. But so at this point we're kind of overconfident. Ashe kind of just almost dies instantly, but she didn't die, so we're okay. They don't get a free Baron. But I think she has to go back to town. I'm not sure what she's doing, just standing there. But I think they know that they got a little power play, so they're trying to push down the first turret here mid. And their inhibitor is actually respawning soon, so we gotta make some moves here. Or else we gotta go kill an inhibitor again. So they actually make the move. Amumu's low, and they're like, oh, she went in. But Kha'Zix jumps in, and I realize he does a lot of damage, so I just ult him, go in, W, E, Q. And basically 4 of them die in all of our AoE as a team. Vlad's still alive, because I think he pooled during a lot of that. But now he doesn't have pool, so he can just go in, and we have a lot of gap close or slow, so yeah, I think that's about it, guys. I think they surrender soon. So tell me what you think. If you want me to do more, you can comment down below. Thumbs up if you liked it. Yeah, add me as a summoner, and yeah, tell me what you did. Tell me if there's any champions you want me to see. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later.